hopefully, the wind doesn't mess up the audio. Well guys, had an interesting evening ride yesterday. I was feeling pretty good on the way home. So got home, said to the wife, I'm gonna go for a little ride, little after work spin, try to do like 20-25 miles, something like that. And during my ride, everything was going splendidly. I was feeling real good, the legs were feeling good, my head was clear. And then out of nowhere, I got hit by a car. Well, I guess technically you could say I hit a car, but it wasn't my fault. I'm just cruising down one of the residential streets and a lady comes right past me, and as she's getting next to me, I can feel like she's coming into me, right? Like I can sense that she's getting closer, both visually and like physically, like I could feel it. And right as her front mirror, passenger mirror, gets past me, she starts coming right over into me. Now mind you, I'm on a residential street, so there's cars to the right of me, and so I can't, veer to the right. And sure enough, like as soon as she gets to this street, she turns. And this all happened within just a split second, right? And luckily, like as she was getting close to me, I had already started braking. So I'm going slow. I don't know, maybe 10 miles an hour. And that's when I realized she's not just drifting, she's turning, right? And before I can do anything, she's turning. I lock up the brakes and try to shift my weight back to slow the bike down. It doesn't happen. I end up smashing right into the back right quarter panel of the minivan and hit the ground. Didn't hit the ground too hard. I actually didn't realize that I hit the ground till I kind of looked back on the whole ordeal, and someone had asked, well, did you hit the ground? Did you flip over the handlebars? What happened? And I said, well, I don't remember hitting the ground. But then the next day my hip hurt, and I said, I must have hit the ground. The remembrance that I have was that I hit the back of the car like this, and that my elbow hit her car, and that I did come off the bike, but that I didn't fall. And maybe my hip, maybe the whole thing happened and I went sideways. That's so weird that like I cannot really remember the actual incident, like the moment, right? I can remember the lead up, her coming over, turning, all that. And then the next thing I know, she hits me. I stop, I get off the bike, and I'm just standing there. And she stops, and she backs up, she rolls down her window, and she says, did I hit you? And I'm just like staring at her. And obviously I got my sunglasses on, so she can't see my eyes. But I'm giving her the, yeah, you dumb bitch, you hit me look. And I had actually a very peaceful, just, hey, this is why it's important to, pay attention while you're, driving around. She goes, I swear I didn't see you. I said, I'm riding a bright orange bike with a bright orange helmet, with a bright orange jersey, and you didn't see me. Well, I saw you, but I thought you were farther back. And I said, Well, that's why you gotta pay attention. You know, half of driving is using your eyes. And she was really apologetic. You know, she didn't try to say, well, you, nothing like that. It was very much she owned up to just not seeing me and thinking she had passed me. You know, but that's, and I'm not defending, I'm not justifying, I'm not rationalizing. I guess I am rationalizing. I understand when you're in a car and you see your typical bicycle guy, girl, whatever, riding down the road. They're typically doing, you know, 8 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour maybe, because they're just leisurely pedaling along. So when you got somebody who's seriously moving and they're effectively doing 20 plus miles per hour, I can understand thinking that you've passed them. I get that, but where she was at with me, I had to say, nah, this is not that easy, right? I mean, you literally, your mirror was just past me when you started your turn. Like, you just weren't paying attention. I asked her, were you on your phone? No, I wasn't on my phone. Her phone's sitting in her lap, but you know, she wasn't on her phone. Maybe she was getting her phone out to call the police, I don't know. And then in that moment, she pulls it out. But it sure felt like she wasn't paying attention and the phone might have been a distraction. So I let her know. I said, you know, you're driving a minivan. I assume you've got a family. I said, I too have a family and I enjoy seeing my family. And I'd like to get home to them safely, as I'm sure you would like to. And I'm sure if one of your children was out riding their bike, you would hope that people driving paid enough attention that they would see them and not run them over. Oh, yeah, like I said, I'm really sorry, mister. And that's basically where we left it. And at this point, you know, my wrist hurt. My elbow hurt, but that was it. I didn't feel like there was any damage done to me, really. I looked at the bike real quick, and for whatever reason, I quickly ascertained that the bike's in okay condition. Hopefully it is. Hopefully there's not something that I didn't see. Like I said, it was a pretty low impact. Pretty slow and low. Nothing too catastrophic. Just an eye-opener, right? But my feelings on the situation were expressed to her in a kind, non-abusive kind of way, and you know, hopefully she learns from it and pays more attention. Hopefully. All right. Anyway, that's what I get for trying to enjoy a ride after work. Here I'm complaining about getting fat and not riding enough. So what's my punishment? People. Anyway, guys, hopefully you've been riding safely and your drivers are giving you a proper amount of room.